With abortion being as polarizing of a topic as it is, you've probably heard many opposing claims regarding the life, or lack thereof, of a human fetus. The pro-life community claims human fetuses are their own living beings and need our protection, yet the pro-choice community has many counterclaims worth addressing. Now, Roe v Wade decisions prompt not only uproars, but also urge the question, does being pro-choice mean being pro-logic? To determine the answer, let's evaluate the legitimacy of pro-choice claims. As always, truth is of the utmost importance in this matter, so while it's easy to let emotions drive these conversations, today I ask we try to address each issue logically in order to better form our own conclusions based on our findings. The first argument we'll evaluate is, human fetuses are not living biologically and are just clumps of cells. Do scholars agree with these claims, however? Let's review some quotations from scientists to find out what the scholarly consensus is. According to the professor of anatomy, Keith Moore, human life begins at fertilization. According to the scientist Yuki Okada, the life cycle of mammals begins when a sperm enters an egg. According to Van Nostrand's Scientific Encyclopedia, at the moment the sperm cell of a human male meets the ovum of the female, a new life has begun. According to the obstetricians J.P. Greenhill and E.A. Friedman, the term conception refers to the union of the male and female pronuclear elements of procreation from which a new living being develops. According to the embryologist Jan Langman, the development of a human being begins with fertilization. After reviewing all these scholarly conclusions, we find their consensus to be new human life begins at conception, and therefore human fetuses are living biologically and are more than mere clumps of cells, making contrary claims false. Another argument put forth is, the human fetus is not a person, even if it is biologically alive. To determine if human fetuses do or do not have their own personhood, however, let's examine the popular attempts to define personhood. One attempted definition of human personhood is when a human becomes conscious. This definition fails because humans in comas still have personhood even though they are unconscious. Another attempted definition of human personhood is viability. This definition fails because handicapped humans still have personhood even though they are dependent on others. Newborn and prematurely born babies are still persons even though they are dependent on parents or the incubator respectively. For that matter, most children are still dependent on their parents well into adolescence. Another attempted definition of human personhood is via the genetic code of Homo sapiens. This definition works because it is the only definition that successfully encompasses all human beings. This means that the embryo, regardless of its stage, has to be treated as a human person with rights. Because of this, the argument that a fetus is not a person is false, because none of the alternative definitions of human personhood can be consistently applied. Another argument put forth is, women have bodily autonomy over the human fetus or fetuses inside of her. When considering this claim, we must consider the following. Firstly, a parent has a legal obligation to take care of a living child, or else the parent will get charged with neglect. Secondly, it is illegal for citizens to end human life in domestic settings. Thirdly, the female offspring in the womb has bodily autonomy as well. Because of this, the claim that the pregnant woman has bodily autonomy over the human fetus or fetuses inside her is false. Another argument put forth is, abortion should be permitted because of economical reasons. While this is a popular claim, can that same logic be applied consistently to other humans? To use an analogy, is it permitted to drown a newborn baby because the parent is unable to take care of it? What about a toddler? What about a teenager? The answers are resounding no's. Since those children are alive, a parent, guardian, or the state is obligated to take care of them, regardless of financial requirements. Since human fetuses are alive and have personhood as well, a parent, guardian, or the state should be obligated to take care of them as well. Because of this, we see that economic expenses do not justify abortion, and thus the claims abortion should be permitted due to economical reasons to be false. The final argument for abortion that we will evaluate today is the claim, abortion limitations infringe upon women's rights. Women's rights are incredibly important, so we definitely need to value them. This said, abortion should be extremely concerning because it hurts women's rights by stripping females of all rights when they are killed in the womb. Abortion is not a human right. That is a commercially motivated lie. On the other hand, the right to life is part of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. By protecting the life of the female in the womb and being pro-life, we are helping women's rights and we are making the world a better place for girls everywhere. Being pro-life is the most feminist thing you can do. Therefore, the claim that abortion limitations infringe upon women's rights is false. Looking back at the results of these claims, we see the pro-choice arguments to all be untrue. Many arguments for abortions may be based on empathy, but they are not based on science or logic. Still, if you have had an abortion already, I am so sorry for your loss and for the loss of your child. If you'd like to talk about it with someone, please let me know. Also, while it may be too late to change the past, now that you know the unborn are alive and realize the importance of their protection, it is not too late to help save the lives of other children. Together, we can help to protect the lives of future women everywhere. To aid in this, please reach out if you or someone you know is pregnant and needs assistance. We'd be happy to round up some resources for you that can help to provide in this time of need. It may make all the difference. Let's close in prayer. God, thank you so much for your love for each of us, adults and children alike. Please help us to understand love better in our own lives, that you may grow in us a heart for the children that you have blessed us with, so we may love them and lend ourselves to their aid. Thank you for offering us forgiveness from our past and showing us a way forward into life. Thank you for your perfect will. May it be done. Amen.